swear I'm not in love with you. I look in the mirror and barely know myself. Lines growing clearer. I think I need some help. I swear I'm going out my head. Feels like the world is falling. I'm going out my head. Destiny is short enough calling. I look at the wall, but I can't tell the time. A child of the fall. I need some grand design. I look to the sky and pray to the great unseen. I don't wanna die. I wanna live as sure as I believe. I swear I'm going out my head. Feels like the world is falling. I'm going out my head. Destiny is short enough calling. I'm going out my head. Feels like the world is falling. I'm going out my head. Can't you hear the Savior calling? Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancti. It'll happen someday. She'll forget about you. She'll forget about all your lies for her own slice of truth. I swear I miss you from happy days past, back when I always thought love would always last. Oh, I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven, oh, I hope heaven finds you.
rest of the house might be in and give you the option to opt out of the transaction or renegotiate terms. Fifth, knowing what needs to be done to the house will allow you the opportunity to update the home properly to your taste. For a list of the best home inspectors in the area, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 334-221-2883 or 551-0225. The Goodson Group.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Hey, this is Troop with Heirloom Jewelers. I've been advertising at Blue Water for going on 3 years now. Since starting advertising at Blue Water, we have seen our business grow exponentially. And if you would like to see your business grow, I suggest advertising at Blue Water Broadcasting.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
You can't control interest rates, you can't control housing inventory, and you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh, really? Don't even play.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up, silly woman. You get a cough, please. You are a rude, terrible person.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
It's all Fugazi. You know what Fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's fake.
Yeah, Fugazi, Fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real. Right?
Hey, mister! I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can.
I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show. And, well, Montgomery needs a new mayor. There's plenty we could get into. But I just asked Grok something as I got onto the program here. Just for the heck of it. Why not? For the heck of it, I decided, hey, Grok, how many reported shootings have there been in Montgomery, Alabama over the last month? So it came back with there's no single comprehensive public tally readily available for every reported shooting in Montgomery. Yeah, we know. They kind of like it that way. But there are many police responses to numerous shots fired, calls, some without confirmed victims or confirmation or injuries. That doesn't mean it didn't happen or didn't have victims or injuries, just didn't show up in a news report. So if you're looking at local outlets like WSFA, WAK, AL.com, primarily covering incidents with victims, fatalities, arrests, or notable circumstances. So some notable things that have happened just in the month of May here. What is today? May 22nd? On May 5th, on a Tuesday evening around 6:19 p.m. at the 200 block of East Delano Avenue, 22-year-old Decario Banks was shot and died at the hospital. Then May 5th into 6th, the overnight early Wednesday, 3 men with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds taken to the hospital, police investigated, reported alongside or around the same Delano incident where the guy ended up dead. 22-year-old ended up dead. May 9th, on a Saturday evening, 300 block of North Decatur Street in downtown Montgomery, 41-year-old Tony Julius shot and killed at the scene, described as targeted. Suspect is being sought. This was noted as Montgomery's 16th homicide of 2026 at the time. May 10th, early Sunday morning, 1900 block of Wood Run Drive. One person injured, Xavier Russell, 25, charged with attempted murder. May the 15th. At about 11:30 p.m. on Friday night, 2900 block of Simmons Drive, domestic murder-suicide. 29-year-old Ariana Grant fatally shot. Unidentified man died from self-inflicted gunshot wound. Brought the city's 2026 homicide total to 17. May 16th, the very next day. Saturday evening, about 7:10 p.m. Garden Street near Don Juan Court in Chisholm. 2 men shot with non-life-threatening injuries, both taken to the hospital. May 16th into the 17th, overnight. 3 separate shootings, injuring 3 people total. One was reported about 10:50 p.m. Saturday in the 3700 block of Norman Bridge Road. An adult male hit with non-life-threatening wounds. And on May the 21st, just yesterday, at least 1 incident with 1 injured. So there's been at least about 8 plus distinct victim-involved shooting incidents reported in local news over this last month. And I suspect it's more than just what was reported by local news. How many times does somebody get lucky to where they literally dodged the bullet? Who knows? But it's nice to know how Montgomery's doing in that regard. And of course, it's more than just somebody shot and injured, somebody shot and killed. Like, do you lock your car at night? Perhaps you shouldn't, because then the window just gets busted. Why not just leave it unlocked with nothing in there? Why are you keeping nice stuff in your car anyhow? Especially firearms. Don't do that. How is Montgomery doing? I would like to know what people are seeing out there. Because, I keep my head down. I don't really want to go out to nightlife. Honestly, I'm having trouble feeling a pull, a love for worldly things, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I still got to eat. Fellas got to eat. Got to drink some water or some caffeine, some Red Bull. I still have my addiction with the nicotine. Those pouches, man, they get you. Truly addicted. Maybe I'll kick that someday. But, food is just food. Drink is just drink. This idea, let's go out and party downtown. Let's go do this or that. It's like, it's all, Now, don't get me wrong. When it feels like it's a God-directed thing, like hanging out with my little niece, Lucy. Love it. Hang out with my younger brother, my sister-in-law. Love it. Watching something stupid with the grandfather. It's not so much the stupid thing you pick to watch, but it's watching it with him. And then, occasionally we'll turn off the stupid crap and actually have a conversation. But if you're out and about in Montgomery, if you're a man about town, you're in the Gump, we can still call it that. Well, I'd rather call it that than the other thing some of y'all call it. How's it going out there? Whether you're on Atlanta Highway or Dexter Avenue, Taylor Road or Fairview. How's it going out there, Montgomery? Because I admit, right now, my biggest hassle with infrastructure and what's going on in the city is some companies installing all sorts of new fiber optic all throughout the neighborhood, and there's trucks everywhere. Feels like a game of Frogger. But my day-to-day, I generally feel pretty unbothered. I have seen more and more homeless people at the church. I think churches tend to attract homeless folks, and you had one person in there who was acting very oddly, but went on her way. She actually was dressed nice, but she was acting very oddly. Went on her way when me and a few others told her we'd pray for her. And you see folks asking for water out in the parking lot. So, I'd have run-ins. I'd go by that Walgreens right there on Atlanta Highway in Perry Hill, and you run into certain folks. But my general day-to-day, I remain fairly unbothered. And yet, 7 to 8 plus distinct victim-involved shooting incidents in the last 20 days? Give or take. And again, those are the ones just reported by the news. How we doing, Montgomery? How are we doing? Let's go to line 1. You're on the air. Who's this?
It's Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Well, you piqued my interest, Joey, with your intro there. If you really want to know what's going on with crime in Montgomery, and you want to make an investment in a scanner, and you got to make sure you get a trunk line, one that can access trunk lines and not the old analog scanner. But anyway, you will hear what's really going on in Montgomery. You will hear call after call, and you will hear the dispatcher say, any unit that can get 10-8, get in service, respond to this call. She will have numerous priority 1 calls. Those are shootings and serious calls of that nature. She'll have numerous priority 1 calls holding, and then she'll ask for a unit, and then you hear birds chirping, and then she'll notify the supervisor that they have priority 1 calls holding and they don't have any units to send.
Yep.
And then she goes to the next sheet. But if you really want to know, and I wonder if Las Vegas, I wonder if they're taking odds this weekend on how many are going to get shot or killed in Montgomery over this holiday weekend.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Polymarket's got something going on there. And, and there's another issue with this. As much as I do want officer levels to be increased, and everybody claims they want the same thing. Everybody does, and yet it doesn't happen somehow. But there's another issue where sometimes I worry when I see an officer who's looks like he just got off his mama's teat. And you're like, man, like the new problems you're going to have with young, brand new officers, and God love them. I don't want to discourage them. But it seems we've lost a lot of, say, experienced folks that should be bringing up the youngins.
Well, you're exactly right, and it takes about 5 years for a good police officer to get his feet up under him and to be able to, navigate these uncharted waters. But used to, you can get all the green wood you want, but you got to have some seasoned wood to mix with it.
Yep.
And used to, you had a veteran senior officer, and just like when I came out of the police academy, I got in the car with a Vietnam vet, and I thought I was in my mama's arms. There wasn't anything he hadn't seen, anything he didn't encounter, and he showed me how to step around mud puddles because he had been there and done that. And see, that's what they don't have, Joey. And you just, like you just said, you're putting green wood on top of green wood, and it's a recipe for problems.
Oh, yeah, and we, of course, got to focus on the more serious things like homicide and assaults and property crimes, but then looking at things like basic traffic enforcement. Like, I have noticed a decline in, say, the quality of driving and also the quality of car. How many banged-up cars do you see just driving around? I have noticed that in my day-to-day.
Well, how many do you see with a dealer tag on them? How many do you see that, well, I don't have to go get a dealer tag because nobody's going to, I don't get a normal tag. Nobody's going to stop me. But it's just this mindset now, and it's like cases, a felony case, whether it's a felony burglary, felony theft, carjacking, felony DV strangulation case, you got to have somebody to train them on how to put that case file together. Because if you don't, when it goes over to the DA's office, and I hear this all the time, that those young officers get crucified in the courtroom by these attorneys because they don't have any case file experience under their belt. But I mean, it's just a combination of things, and it's all about leadership. Speaking of leadership, did you see where Sheriff Jones over in Auburn got defeated?
Yeah.
I went to high school with Jay, and he was a 30-year veteran, and he made a fatal mistake. And you know what that was, Joey? He spoke out very loudly against when they passed the concealed carry law.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the good old Auburn family turned against him. I mean, he could have been there till they had to wheel him out in a wheelchair and drop him in his... But he made that mistake, and so many people, just... And politics is a strange thing, but...
Oh, and I was seeing, I think people calling him the woke sheriff after that one thing he raised hell about.
Yeah. Hey, you were talking about, I'll let you go, talking about yesterday, you were talking about, AI and talking about different, have you ever read Sully's book, Miracle on the Hudson?
No, I have not.
You ought to read it. He didn't have autopilot. When he brought that plane in, autopilot was off. And he had to make a decision. Either he was going to clear the bridge or he was going to try to put it in the Hudson and nose up. And he had to rely on all of his human skills to pull that off.
Amen.
He didn't have time to call Grok or Snap GPS.
Well, and that's where, it goes back to the policing conversation. I know the military's very worried about that, what they're trained in, what happens when, say, all the electronics go away or get disrupted. And then in day-to-day stuff, like how many folks could get around without having their GPS map, showing them where to drive? There's a lot of common sense things that, of course we're going to use them because it's like supplemental to what you want to do anyway. But at a certain point, you start losing skill. And especially when the crap hits the fan, you don't have the robots to help you out.
Especially when you're out of toilet paper. I mean, you need, crap's really hitting the fan then. Have a good day, Joe.
See ya. I remember the COVID days, the early COVID days when we were out of TP and everybody was hoarding the toilet paper. And it was a real moment of, it's almost in many ways, COVID was a social experiment in a pretty awful way. But, at a certain point, you want as much toilet paper as possible if there's going to be a shortage of toilet paper. Or you just install a bidet or something and go, that feels pleasant. But if you hoard too much toilet paper, you have this, deleterious effect? Antisocial effect? Where perhaps that person you're going to work with, perhaps that person who might even be your friend, or just some random stranger giving you change because you still like to use cash. Well, because you hoarded so much toilet paper, they ain't got none. All those people listed, they don't have any toilet paper. Do you really want to deal with somebody who doesn't have toilet paper? Because they still got to do what they got to do. When they use leaves like they're in the woods, it's an awful thing. Also seems like a great way to get some sort of invasive parasite. Anyway, that was quite a time when the crap literally did hit the fan during COVID. And yet what's weird about that time is it threw us more into this digital dystopia. In many ways. Not to go too much on the whole AI thing. Once again, it's how I began the week. It's a tool. Use it as a tool. It's not purely evil because it just ain't purely evil. It's a tool. What evil can come out of it, though, is when it starts to, replace the human in you. What's evil that can come out of it is when some of the proponents of this technology say, everything's reducible to bits of information. Everything's reducible back to matter and energy. Everything's just material stuff that can be manipulated. And what you got to count on is those who manipulate, they have better angels in their ear and a well-developed conscience. But really, at the end of the day, especially as AI becomes more powerful, if everything's just bits of information to manipulate, and AI is the ingenious thing through probabilistic puppet strings that can do almost anything and manipulate, well, every bit by bit of information. Couldn't it do that to people? And is it already doing it to people? Because of course it is. And it's not just the chat bots everybody's using now. Yeah, again, I'm torn because I think it's very useful. They're very useful tools, and they should be treated as tools. But there is a line that seems to be crossed on some of these certain products, especially the ones that are trying to replace human connection. That's what we went over yesterday, where this is the first generation since the early 1800s they've been tracking this. First generation that goes through education. Generation goes through education, goes through schooling, and they get dumber. And not just a little bit. Like several rungs down the ladder. First generation that's having less cognitive ability than their parents. You know, for all the, like, kids these days don't get it. Kids, that's always been around. You kids. You silly, stupid kids. Still got mama's milk on your bread. You kids don't understand. Like, that's always been around. That's not what we're talking about here. It's not just the grouchy, middle-aged, and those in their golden years looking down on the youths. No, the kids are actually losing cognitive ability. Where it's truly worrisome. And why? Well, because schools are now relying on digital aids, digital solutions, digital tools, where it should be a human being doing the job. Digital tools have their place. But if a kid can't get a sense of, I'm part of a larger group here, I'm part of a larger community, and so the more isolated I get, I don't need a girlfriend. I'll just talk to this chatbot. It's got a nice feminine voice. I'm sure it's not telling thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of other dudes the same exact thing. Yeah, I'm lonely. I could, I need a conversation partner. Maybe it's not even like all that romantic or perverted. Could just be I need somebody to talk to. And yet it leads you down a certain rabbit hole. There's something where my grandfather had to, without going into the details, had to go to the hospital last several months ago. He's fine now. But I got there very early one morning. It was still dark in the room, just sun coming up outside. And I'm sitting there in the dark because he was still sleeping. I didn't want to wake him up. Like, let him get his rest. He hadn't gotten rest for weeks. And in the midst of the dark, he starts to wake up. He starts to get up, and then a robot voice. It was over at Baptist East. A robot voice like, sir, don't get up. Please wait for assistance, sir. And it's like this camera's just watching his every move. And is giving him commands. And, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, shut that stupid thing off. We don't need it. We told the nurse. But at a certain point, it goes from like, I saw this in a movie to I'm in the movie. I'm in the Matrix. And now I'm starting to think there are a lot of people who know they're in the Matrix, and they love it. And they prefer this virtual crap to something real. And then, of course, instead of accusing anybody, I look in the mirror and go, do I prefer the virtual crap to something real? Am I very much a product of my generation? I think for a long time I was. A very long time. So the point is, don't try to do sexy time with the robot. Don't try to find deeper meaning about the purpose and point of life, and certainly don't pray with the robot. Don't tell the robot your deepest, darkest secrets like you're at summer camp. Memories. Instead, just ask the robot how many shootings were in Montgomery in the last month, and it'll tell you 7 to 8 plus. So it's not exactly right. It's going to just go based off the information humans produce. That's useful. We'll use it in good measure. Anyway. Got to hit a break here in a second. I want to come back and, I'm asking, how's Montgomery doing? How we doing? Well, there's one institution here in Montgomery that's just no damn good. Dirty, rotten scoundrels. Well, that is a great movie. But it's one thing, when an organization's like kind of a known bad entity, like a cartoonish evil villain sort of organization. Like, we hate puppies and we will run over all the puppies with our trucks if those puppies get in the way. And it's like, that group needs to be locked in prison. Like, but at least we're being honest about it. We don't like puppies. We don't like kids either. I think we should be able to drive as fast as we want through neighborhoods because the children have got to learn. That's usually not how that works, where you go, that's just a no damn good organization. They're usually not that honest or obvious about it. And the ones that are kind of no damn good are the ones that say, hey, look, we're doing all sorts of things. Like, we are fighting hate. And in order to fight hate, we must fund hate. In order to fight hate, we must be incredibly hateful to anyone that upsets our carefully crafted narrative. There's a woman named, I believe, Dr. Carol Swain. She's a black woman. Seen her in a lot of different, movies and appearances on conservative media over the years of doing this for over a decade. I've always found her to be a lovely woman, insightful, knows how to tell a great story. You might disagree with her, but she doesn't come across as like somebody who you should, defame, as somebody you should try to ruin. We were going over this yesterday with Duke. In Russia and in China and in all sorts of other places around this world, if you really step outside the correct, proper narrative, they will kill you. They will kill you dead if you make enough of a stink. Just ask what Saudis do to Khashoggi. They will chop you into bits and then lie about it. And perhaps there are some people that do that in this country, but generally what we do in this country is we won't kill you dead. We won't chop you into little bits. We won't poison you with some uranium isotope. What we'll do is destroy your reputation. We'll take people that have this sense that being earnest and compassionate makes me a good person. See, maybe the virtual stuff started taking over long before all the digital stuff started taking over. I'm virtually compassionate because I give to a certain organization. And it's like, yeah, but then what do you do other than that? You made money and you give money. Good for you. We need charity. But what else do you do in your life? Is that it? There's a lot of signaling of virtue, so to speak. But that is what the SPLC, a wretched place, for the longest time used some good work they did a long time ago to continue doing wretched things in public and in private. There was a change of leadership there. Though one has to wonder, given it was the whole Me Too era, what exactly is what? That said, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, or as Trump calls it, Southern Law, they went after this lovely woman, Dr. Swain. Well, the United States Congress invited Dr. Swain to testify about the SPLC yesterday. And we'll go to that after this break. Y'all stay tuned. More after that.
Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
For more than 50 years, the Tears family's been keeping the river region flowing with Roto-Rooter. From drain cleaning to septic repair and installation, no job's too big or too messy with a local team you can trust. So when water won't go where it's supposed to, call the hometown experts who've been serving Montgomery for over half a century. That's 272-7130. Or visit rotorooteralabama.com. And remember,
call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We had to bump up the holiday weekend rain chances, and I know that's not the news you want to hear on a big weekend like this. Just be flexible with your plans. Today's high temperature in the mid to upper 80s, partial sunshine, but there's going to be a good bit of cloudiness. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, most prominent in the afternoon and evening hours especially. Low tonight 69. Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday, a better than normal rain probability. Showers and storms likely at times with locally heavy downpours. High in the middle 80s, lows at night in the upper 60s to around 70, and not much change Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Big dreams for your home on a tight budget? ASE's $26.26 as you covered. Unlock your home's equity with just $26 in closing costs. No fees, no headaches. Visit your local ASE branch today. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 420259.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, before we go to Dr. Carol Swain and what Dr. Swain had to say about the wretched Southern Poverty Law Center, Southern Law, they said they're against hate, and they funded the hate. Of course, they'll have their day in court. But before we do that, I've been giving not enough attention to the comment section, so Mark Cumby kicked things off saying, "Hello, peace be with you." And with your spirit, Mark. And then he throws in, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Well, thanks for posting Latin, Mark. Spam says, Spam Jelly, I know your real name, says, I like grits. And you should try them. Also says he likes City Stats being aired. But by the way, I like grits too, especially if you put enough butter and cheese, maybe a little cream, or something like that. You thicken them up, a little salt, a little pepper. Maybe throw some bacon in there. That's maybe some shrimp. Ooh. Romex Angler, good to see you on the stream, sir, said, I forgot to mention how much more impressive the hair is in person than on video. Well, I forgot to mention to you, sir, how envious I am of your beard. That's an impressive patch of hair you have hanging from your face. Seriously, I'm trying to grow mine out a little bit, slowly but surely. There's always a bit of an awkward phase with growing a beard. And this man is well past the awkward phase. Handyman with, well, a man who knows how to do things with a big old bushy beard to go with it. Spam Jelly saying, Joey, fly. Thank you. He also points out that I think Spam Jelly's talking about me, has mentioned lactating women twice. He's got boobs on the brain. No, I was more thinking about them Utes. I'm stealing that line from Duke. He said puppies, more boob talk. No, that's not. Actually, of late I haven't had boobs on the mind. Just being honest. I mean, a man changes. After that, let's go to a serious thing. This is Dr. Carol Swain in front of the House Judiciary Committee yesterday as they were investigating the SPLC. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Chairman, ranking member, and distinguished members of the committee, thank you for giving me the opportunity to testify today on this very important subject. I am Dr. Carol M. Swain, a former tenured professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt, and I was also tenured at Princeton. I am a woman who rose from rural poverty in Southwest Virginia, earned 5 degrees, and built a career as a scholar of race, politics, and representation. My 1993 book, Black Faces, Black Interests, won 3 national awards and was cited by the U.S. Supreme Court. Yet, starting in 2009, I became the target of a sustained smear campaign by the Southern Poverty Law Center, an organization once respected for fighting real hate, but which I believe has become a weapon against conservatives, Christians, and dissenting voices. In September 2009, I found myself in the SPLC's crosshairs after I published an article in the Huffington Post titled Mission Creep and the Southern Poverty Law Center's Misguided Focus. I argued that the SPLC had drifted from its original mission of monitoring genuine hate groups such as the KKK and the neo-Nazis towards targeting mainstream conservatives, immigration reformers, and anyone challenging progressive ideas on race and immigration. I specifically criticized the SPLC's attacks on figures like Lou Dobbs and organizations like the Center for Immigration Studies. I concluded my article with the line, rather than monitoring hate groups, the Southern Poverty Law Center has become one. Within weeks of my article, the Southern Poverty Law Center retaliated. In October 2009, SPLC spokesman Mark Potok publicly labeled me as an apologist for white supremacists. This stemmed from my endorsement of a documentary film, A Conversation About Race, directed by Craig Bodecker, which I recommended for classroom use because it offered perspectives rarely heard on university campuses. This attack on me was not an isolated incident. The Southern Poverty Law Center has used guilt by association, cherry-picked quotes, and fabrications to damage and destroy reputations and organizations. There was long-term professional harm to me. Offers from other universities dried up. Speaking opportunities declined. I became kryptonite in certain academic and media circles.
And real quick, I want to pause it here because she mentioned Mark Potok, and I was wondering if memory served me correctly before I say this, but I think I'm right about this. Yeah, my memory, the man looks like the love child of George Lucas and a retarded Muppet. That's what he looks like. I thought that's what he looked like. The love child, I'm not saying he's retarded. I'm saying his mother, his Muppet mother was, and she had sex with George Lucas, and out came Mark Potok. That's what came to mind. Anyway, let's go back to Dr. Swain. She has more to say here.
My experiences with the Southern Poverty Law Center exposed a powerful, tax-exempt organization with enormous influence over media, corporations, law enforcement, and government that can chill speech and academic freedom without any meaningful accountability. The Southern Poverty Law Center's tactics, the mission creep because it's lost sight of its original purpose, guilt by association, weaponized hate labels have broader consequences. They distort public discourse and equate policy disagreements with bigotry. They influence tech companies, public and private schools, and federal agencies in ways that marginalize conservative and religious voices. Their smear tactics undermine individuals and organizations that are fighting for the public good. I urge this committee to examine the Southern Poverty Law Center's practices, its financial operations, its influence on government partnerships, and the lack of transparency and accountability surrounding its hate group designation. Real civil rights work requires truth-telling, not retaliation against scholars who challenge orthodoxies, and certainly not the alleged financing of the hate the organization claims to fight. I hope Congress will deal with the Southern Poverty Law Center appropriately. Both political parties need to address this. This is a bipartisan issue. They should use all available means to hold this organization accountable as you do, or as you proclaim to do with other organizations. Let's hold everyone to the same standard. Thank you for your time, and I will be ready to answer questions at the appropriate time.
Yeah, and the whole hearing had plenty of examples of what is fairly common knowledge for folks in Montgomery when it comes to Southern law, when it comes to the SPLC. So how we doing, Montgomery? We doing good? Well, there's going to be a new governor in Montgomery before too long here. Could be a question of how we're doing, or an answer to the question of how we're doing. This is from Craig Munger. Miss you, Craig. At 1819 News, U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, the Republican nominee for Alabama's next governor, recently shot down further speculation that his position in the race was in jeopardy, ahead of almost certain challenges to his residency. After winning the Republican nom for Alabama's next governor, at his nomination, Tuberville will now go on to face Democratic nominee Doug Jones in the November general election. Tuberville already defeated Jones when he ran for U.S. Senate in 2020, and in a blood-red state like Alabama, blood red. Ooh, I've heard ruby red. I've heard redder than red. Blood red. Nice choice. And in a blood-red state like Alabama, Tuberville is the presumptive winner of the race by a country mile. However, Tuberville's opponents will likely rely on something other than policy persuasion to secure a victory. Questions about Tuberville's residency have swirled around the former Auburn football coach since he first ran for Senate. After he announced his bid for the governor's seat last year, opponents and detractors began resurfacing. The residency challenges involve claims that Tuberville's primary residence has been in Florida during his Senate career, which would place him far outside the required 7 years of continuous residency required by the state constitution to qualify for governor. Most recently, Tuberville's Republican primary challenger, Ken McFeeters, that's how you have to say his name. Can't be Ken McFeeters. It's got to be Ken McFeeters, filed a lawsuit challenging Tuberville's eligibility to run for office. A judge dismissed the case, seemingly because it lacked any measure of legal or intellectual rigidity. Now that the primary is over, Tuberville is expected to face more legal challenges. The speculation is that should Tuberville be disqualified, it would open the door for a Jones victory that would otherwise be severely unlikely. So during a Thursday appearance on FM Talk's 106.5's Mobile Mornings, nice enough dudes down there, Tuberville assured the host that Jones would try to target his residency, offering a sardonic retort. Let me ask you about something. Do I look stupid? Tuberville asked sarcastically. Do I look stupid where I would give up a U.S. Senate seat, United States Senate seat, if I didn't have qualifications to run for governor? I was a football coach, and I understand everything. You've got to do it right, and that's what I've done. That's an amazing sentence. I was a football coach, and I understand everything. He's been hanging out with Trump. You've got to do it right, and that's what I've done. Tuberville stressed that ultimately the race was about a clash of political and economic perspectives, showing confidence that Jones's ideology would fall flat with the citizenry. The biggest thing in this race is not about me versus Doug Jones, Tuberville explained. It's about capitalism. Loves America. Who loves America? Wants to give our kids and grandkids another 250 years, or do you want socialism and communism, open borders, a check for everybody to sit at home and barely survive, no law enforcement? That's what this is about. I mean, Doug Jones, this guy has bought into all this nonsense from the far left, and that ain't going to fly in Alabama. People want a safe community, and that's what we're going to give them, Tuberville concluded. But I'm still stuck on that one line. Let me ask you something. Do I look stupid? Do I look stupid where I would give up a United States Senate seat if I didn't have qualifications to run for governor? I was a football coach. I understand everything. And put that on a gravestone. That's a good one. I'm not even making fun of it. I think that's just hilarious. That's downright Trumpian, sir. Downright Trumpian, coach. And I like it. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, coming up, we got a whole other hour and then another hour after that. Before I forget, though, this part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors. They're at Invista Advisors. Well, they're ready to help you out across the board with financial planning. Of course, you might be looking for somebody to manage those assets, say the investment side of what you're doing. And, of course, they can do that there. Austin Branco and brains like that of Brant McDonald, the chief strategist there, they can help you, of course, with making sure those investments go a long, long way. But it's more than just, say, your stock portfolio. They also are able to help you with maybe you're starting out a family. They can help you financially plan there. Could be you started a nonprofit 5 years ago, and it's gotten very popular, and you're a little in over your head when it comes to managing this, what is becoming a booming institution. They can help you there. They have business consultants, yes, that can apply to the nonprofit world as well. They have CPAs. They have all sorts of people with different expertise ready to create a financial plan for you, and especially things like end-of-life concerns. Maybe you're a widow or widower, God forbid. They can help you there too. Just check them out today. You can always learn more at InvistaAdvisors.com, or just give them a call direct to start the conversation at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. So coming up, I'm not sure what we'll hit. Oh, well, there's a new announcement from the vice president about the anti-fraud task force and how the DOJ are doing a massive takedown of two of the largest Medicaid fraud cases in Minnesota state history. You also have Spencer Pratt doing just a direct talking to the camera video. The first question, if that addict on the street were your own son, what would you do? I think Spencer Pratt's, even if he doesn't win, he's kind of changing the game and showing how you can make an effective pitch, even in a deep blue area. Also, the second tranche of the UFO files has been released. Nothing too sexy about it, honestly. Not that I've seen thus far. We'll see. You got Coach Tuberville on the Senate floor saying that Democrats continue to lie about January 6th and try to rewrite history to fit their narrative, and he's not going to let that happen. You also have Kevin Warsh sworn in as the new Federal Reserve chairman. So perhaps things are looking up. Though that war needs to be wrapped up. Needs to be wrapped up real quick. We got all sorts of other things. We'll get to it. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Because it's Friday, you can talk about whatever you want. We'll be right back after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump has surprised European allies by announcing that he would be adding an additional 5,000 troops to Poland.
It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Some breaking news. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, well, she is no longer the Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard is resigning from her post as DNI to support her husband through his battle with a quote-unquote extremely rare form of bone cancer. Saying, quote, unfortunately, I must submit my resignation effective June 30th, 2026. My husband, Abraham, has recently been diagnosed with an extremely rare form of bone cancer. Well, we will say a prayer for Abraham. At this time, I must step away from public service to be by his side and fully support him through this battle. Saying, Abraham has been my rock throughout our 11 years of marriage, standing steadfast through my deployment to East Africa on a joint special operations mission, multiple campaigns, and now my service in this role. His strength and love sustain me through every challenge. I cannot, in good conscience, ask him to face this fight alone while I continue in this demanding and time-consuming position. Well, that's a shame and tragic. So pray for Tulsi, pray for Abraham. And in my humble opinion, she will be missed in that position. Let's go to Raconteur. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, good, Joey. Thoughts and prayers to Tulsi and her husband. Quick question. Do I sound stupid? Do you think I would have given up an enjoyable ride listening to a wonderful talk radio show just to call in if I didn't know that I qualified for that? Listen, I have watched a football game. I know everything.
That is by far the best line I've heard this cycle from Alabama politicians. I'm a football coach. I was a football coach. I know everything.
Absolutely. Hey, quick question for you. George Carlin always said there was a big club and we're not in it. Mm-hmm. And we know that whenever the government takes action on something, there's always winners and losers. So with the release of the tranches of information on the UFOs, do we think that's going to help or hurt those who have sci-fi channels like Skinwalker Ranch and some of those other shows? How do we think that's going to affect their shows? Are they going to be more popular? Do they have more information to go through? Or does the disclosure kind of pull the veil back and they can't hide behind some mysterious, throw a little information out but not tell you anything else? Because I really don't know. I
would say make hay while the sun is shining. And eventually that sun will be eclipsed by the truth. So I think they're going to be a boom in popularity. A lot of podcasts will get a lot of hits from the initial disclosures, and there'll be plenty of money to be made and notoriety to be gained. But I think in the fullness of this, it's going to make everybody who's been trying to talk about this really, really confidently look dumb. And we'll see. I mean, there's always room for you expect certain things will prove certain people wrong, and they maintain audience. So, who knows?
Exactly. Just wondering your thoughts. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
This is John. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, John?
Good. I got a question for you. You said this is open topic Friday, correct?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question then, okay? And I just want to get your honest response to it.
Okay.
All right, we have two people that are vying for the position of Republican candidate for senator in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to sit down between the two that are there, that are remaining, and you had to make your decision not based on anything else but experience, legislative experience, and you had to select that person based on an interview perhaps and a resume, and that's how you had to go about making your decision, who would you pick?
Barry Moore. I voted for Barry in the primary.
and it would be based on what Barry was doing immediately up there in the Congress and sort of his instincts. Just shorthand, he joined the Freedom Caucus, and he's kind of in that Club for Growth realm. That's who I would go with. I like Jared a lot, Jared Hudson, but if you were making me choose right here, you're asking me straight up, I'd go with Barry.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. I thank you for the free commercial, for one thing. And Jared Hudson is fine. I mean, certainly he has a future, I think.
Well, and can I give you a different angle?
Sure.
Let's just say certain players in this state who are powerful, who maybe made Trump kiss their ring in the last Senate cycle, as much as I like them, and we'll go to bat for them and those certain interests on so many issues, they should not be allowed to get everything they want, especially the other Senate seat. And so that extra reason, go with Barry.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Because I truly believe Barry is a person that bases his decisions on principle. I really do.
Now, of course, I'm always one to say, like, hey, well, I can wait for more information. Maybe they got, there's something Jared could say, or something Barry's been hiding. I don't know. I'm not assuming that. But, we'll see how this few days plays out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to know, and I appreciate that. And I voted for him, too. I helped the campaign for him.
Okay.
Cool. But I just, I was taking a risk there. I wasn't sure.
No, Barry seemed the choice for me. Like, I think Jared's great. I'm sure y'all have heard interviews I've done with him. It's not like I'm trying to put the screws to him. I think if he can make the arguments and get over the top, God love the man.
Yeah. I do too, and I think, as far as Steve Markle is concerned, I think he was already in the best spot. He can't run again, but as far as the job is concerned, I thought he was an outstanding attorney general.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah, I thought
and I
Steve
think
did
that's
a
the
good job.
kind of, if you told me, John, you have a choice of putting him at Senator for Alabama or a Supreme Court justice, I would have picked Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, we'll see where Steve ends up. He could go into more private life or some sort of arrangement like that. That's not the worst thing in the world. But, yeah, it's always there's an aspect of these campaigns that kind of sucks where, as much as I dog certain politicians, and usually the ones I don't have on the show, you do get to know people, and you're like, yeah, it kind of stinks that all of them but one end up just losers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show. Take care, bud.
Thanks, John. 272-9228. 334-272-9228. Again, Tulsi Gabbard resigning. It's a shame. Her husband has come down with a rare form of bone cancer, and she essentially said, he has stood by me as my rock for the 11 years we've been married and before that, and all the things I've done in my life. And so when this has come to him, I can't in good conscience not be by his side. Gabbard went on in her announcement to say she has made significant progress at the ODNI, advancing unprecedented transparency and restoring integrity to the intelligence community, but said she recognizes there is still important work to be done, saying, I am fully committed to ensuring a smooth and thorough transition over the coming weeks so that you and your team experience no disruption in leadership or momentum. Thank you for understanding during this deeply personal and difficult time for our family. Gabbard added, I will remain forever grateful to you and to the American people for the profound honor of serving our nation as DNI. Of course, this resignation letter being addressed to Trump and others. She posted this resignation letter late today, just a little while ago. Well, I like Tulsi a lot, always have, at least since I was aware of her. And that's a shame, because I thought she was the right person. She was pissing off the right people in that position, and it's a shame to see that. So y'all pray for her, and I believe her husband's name is Abraham, because that sounds nasty.
Now, going to another part of the Trump administration, here's the vice president came out with a fancy video. Like, you want to talk about, like, you know, in this studio, we got webcams. We got webcams. We got fluorescent light bulbs, baby. We got mildew under the carpet. We're living large here in Montgomery, Alabama. But you see, like, how these podcast things and, like, video announcements, like, the quality of video has started. They started up their gang to where some look like it's cinematic. Like, truly well-developed lighting and color palettes and, like, kind of remarkable how they play with shadow and shade and lighting. And that's what this video made me think. I'm like, what kind of camera are they using here? This was shot in like 8K. So here's the vice president announcing something that the task force has been able to pull off. The anti-fraud task force. Let's listen in.
Just like all of you, I was shocked last December when I watched Nick Shirley's bombshell investigation of migrant fraud in Minnesota, which called attention to the now infamous Quality Learning Center instead of learning and other schemes across that state. This morning, the ringleader of the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme in Minnesota was sentenced in federal court to over 40 years in prison, bringing justice to the countless school children and families she had scammed. And on top of that, today, federal law enforcement launched a massive raid in Minneapolis. Across the city, agents have arrested 15 people for suspected fraud that amounted to $90 million. This includes two of the largest Medicaid fraud cases in Minnesota history, as well as the largest autism fraud scheme ever charged by the U.S. federal government. With this action, we're bringing justice to some of America's most vulnerable citizens and justice to the American taxpayer. In 2018, Minnesota tried to provide housing services for the homeless. They estimated that the cost of the program would be $2.5 million a year. By 2024, the program had exploded to $104 million annually, and almost all of it was because of fraud. As a result, the state had to shut down the program and can no longer provide those services to Americans in need. So we've got homeless veterans sleeping on the streets because fraudsters got rich. But it's not just the homeless who are the victims of these fraudsters. The victims in the cases announced by DOJ today also include disabled Americans who rely on community support to live full, independent lives, and citizens for whom defrauding such programs is literally a matter of life and death. In one of the most horrifying cases charged today, a recipient who needed 24-hour care was supposed to be receiving exactly that through a Minnesota Medicaid benefit program. But he received nothing. No care, no services, nothing for months on end. And then he went quiet. For 2 days, a neighbor tried to check on him, knocking on his apartment door. Nothing. Shortly after, he was found dead. One day before this man died, the fraudster in question had tried to bill for the non-existent services, the services that if they had been provided, this man might actually be with us today. To get rich off taxpayers, even at the cost of others' lives, just as that fraudster had for many months before. This kind of behavior is sickening. It's disgusting. It's an affront to all of us as Americans. And today we're saying clearly, no more. Our message is simple. If you're committing fraud, our task force will find you. We'll come after you, and we will not rest until justice is served. Don't defraud the American taxpayer. Don't get rich by trying to steal from them, or we are going to come after you until justice is served. That's our promise, and we're going to stick to it.
Well said. Well stated. The official Vice President J.D. Vance emblem going up after the video ended is insane. It's one thing, people just think of in terms of money. Like, you stole $1 million, you stole $90 million, whatever you stole. But when you're essentially siphoning off money that should have gone to people that needed true help. You know how all these gangsters, some of them, like whether they're in prison and then got out or never fully went in or whatever it is, they end up writing all these great books or having somebody ghostwrite all these great books about all the stories and schemes they did. Like, yeah, we were in the olive oil business. But, if, you know, maybe the fraudsters in this day and age will eventually do the same thing, do a tell-all book, and it's like, what's the scam? Autism care. A little different than being a garbage man or running a tire shop. We scammed money that should have gone to kids with autism. So that's a start, I'll say. It's a good start. But hopefully there's more. Sounds like there is going to be more. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good. So, I'm telling you, man, that was awesome. Got a conviction out of it, which is, I mean, amazing, really, that, you know, you could actually get a conviction these days for somebody that has done so wrong by the taxpayers and to the people they purportedly were helping. Ringleader, I see, and then I'm presuming that there's going to be more coming along too. So I mean, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged that, you know, actually there is going to be justice served to people that are really have done some really bad things.
Amen.
Why? Question. Why did it take Nick Shirley exposing it? We're supposed to have oversight. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we have investigators, you know, all kinds of levels of...
This goes back to an earlier conversation I was having in the first hour. I think we rely so much on the process and the digital things and all this stuff. Nobody just took a camera and went and checked these places out. Like, go put human eyeballs on it.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. And I'm glad that Nick Shirley was around to actually get things started. But, boy, we need more rigorous oversight here to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And, you know, I mean, obviously, this all goes back to Tim Walz. I mean, I'll tell you something, Joey. Think of the sleaziest, griftiest TV preacher that you might have ever seen.
Oh, I'm thinking...
Or a greasy used car salesman.
Yeah.
Tim Walz is like 3 notches below that.
No, what
He
I'm
is
thinking of, you made me think of a particular memory of wrestling that I hadn't thought of, and it was before I was even born, I think it started. But Bruce Pritchard used to do a character back in the like Hogan Golden Age called Brother Love.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was like this shiny, almost pink-complected preacher. I love you. And man, like,
I'm telling you, man,
Tim Walz all day.
Tim Walz, he's like the bottom mud sucking his catfish in the pond. And now he's getting out there, got his suit on, trying to say, oh, he's the one that, you know, done all of this wonderful stuff to protect, you know, against this fraud. I mean, to tell you the gall of this guy, I mean, I got to, like, give it to him. Is anybody buying it? I don't see how.
Well, and, you know, I work with some people behind the scenes, 1819, that, like experience, they grew up in Minnesota and know Minnesota, and they're like, we didn't even realize this about Walz because of just how the politics works up there and the media works up there. When Kamala Harris chose him as vice president, it's like, yep, like they didn't do their due diligence, or maybe Kamala wanted that. Like, let's pick the corrupt, fruity, old white guy, and
right.
It's astounding. It's actually astounding when you look back at 2024, like what happened. No wonder
I
Trump
need
won.
a white guy to round out the ticket to hopefully get all these other, and this is what she thought of us, you know, all these other Elmer Fudd white guys come and vote for me.
Yeah, he can fix a truck in the morning and then go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show at night.
why we need dereliction of duty laws, okay? Because I promise you never. Well, he might be that stupid to have his fingerprints on it. I mean, Biden certainly was, and he didn't care. Biden, his brother-in-law. I remember his brother-in-law, not his brother-in-law, but his brother, got out there one day and, said something like plausible deniability. It was neither plausible nor deniable. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that was from Tony Bobolinsky, who met with all those guys. Yeah.
Right. I mean, not plausible or deniable, but you know what? They got away with it. And so this is how screwed up things are, But if you have at least, and I mean, the same thing like here in Montgomery, okay, dereliction of duty. If nothing else, you could convict him. You could convict the mayor on that. He's not applying the law. He's not applying the law equally, or he's not applying the law at all.
Right.
So, some way to say, all right, well, you have not done your job. Not just, hey, we're not going to vote for you, but, hey, dude, you got to do your job when you're in office, period, hard stop. And, Tim Walz just, if nothing else, well, you know what was going on. Everybody knows what's going on. I mean, he was lining his own pocket somehow or other, back through back channel stuff. Maybe we're going to find out how, because he certainly is not smart. Tim Walz is dumb as a bag of rocks, man.
Yeah, so, and it's I don't know. Like, hopefully, if that's the scalp actually at the end, like you take down a governor and elected officials that were involved with this. I mean, talk about a huge deal, and that'll put fear into the spine of so many corrupt folks around the country if they actually make that stick. Now, before you go, can I workshop something with you real quick?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I just saw it. It's, we've got this runoff between Barry Moore and Jared Hudson, and I'm seeing a post by Jared Hudson saying, let me just read it real quick. There's one part that made me go, huh. But he said, Alabama wants a fighter. Alabama wants someone who will bang down doors to get the Save America Act passed. So far, so good. Alabama wants someone who will fight tooth and nail for Trump's border policy. Sure. Alabama wants someone who will bring Alabama's problems to Washington, not Washington's problems to Alabama. Okay. Alabama, this is the line that made me go, huh? Alabama wants a senator who lives out a Christian conservative life, not someone who just talks about it in front of the cameras.
Yeah, okay. Well,
that's, I don't know, there's something about when I read that, I'm like, that's a bit much saying that about Barry.
I mean, I would say so, but this is the reason I could never run for office. I got too much dirt on me, man. They would never. I couldn't run for dog catcher. It would be bad. All they'd have to do is come up with some pictures of me that have been taken in the past.
Oh, goodness.
That would be it.
Yeah, no way I could.
But if ever I did such a thing, if ever I did, and somebody said something like, well, what about this topic? I'd say, well, if you want to meet Jesus, I can introduce you to him, but I'm not him.
No.
That's all. I mean, that's as far as you can. That's as close as you can get. If you're voting for me, you got to have to know up front. You're not voting for Jesus. I mean, I've lived a pretty good life for the last 45 years, but before that, it's kind of rough.
I don't know. I just, there's something about like saying I have essentially lived out a true conservative Christian life, and the other guys just talked about it in front of the cameras. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't want to question either man's faith, but I don't want your faith to be a show pony or a cudgel in a political contest. And, did you say, Jesus Christ, have mercy on me, a sinner? Okay.
Yeah, did you? Yeah. You're pretty quick to point out somebody else's, pet speck in the eye. What about that tree root that's growing out of your forehead there, bud?
Anyway.
So I agree. Yeah, I don't think that's a cool thing to do at all.
Yeah, I just saw that. So.
Yeah, I voted for Barry. I think he's the right choice for me, and I don't really have anything particular against Jared. I like the guy. I think he's a guy, you know. But that's just, that is a bridge too far in my mind, too. So, anyway, well, you got plans? I mean, you got the big booty Buddha, right? The big booty Buddha.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Gimli.
Gimli, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm more hanging out with him for another day or two. And yeah, I didn't realize until he, was dropped at our place so they could go to the beach and relax that my day is full. You don't realize how busy my day is until I've got a dog just staring at me going, "What, you're leaving again?"
Hey, dogs are really, man, any kind of pet like that, they take up your time a lot more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But, to me, it's worth it. I love my pets. I love my dog.
Well, he's great. I'd miss him, and he's getting old. I got to give him
he's got some age on him now.
Oh
right?
yeah, he's got to be 11 or 12 now, and you got to give him supplements and some painkillers, light painkillers, and he still eats it up because he's a lab. He loves it. He literally does it. That old dog that can barely walk, when it's time for breakfast and dinner, he dances. He skips. Thought you had arthritis.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, well, enjoy your weekend with Gimli.
Mr.
Hope
Gimli.
you got some plans for Memorial Day, and I'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, Bobby. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. Could be you just need a basic service. Spraying around the house, around the property. Take care of all these little nasty insects as they come to life, especially things heat up, all this rain. Maybe you're looking for mosquito protection. Actually want to enjoy your front porch or your backyard, enjoy your property. Well, they can get rid of those mosquitoes for you. But, a great sign of a company, as I've been saying this last week, is, growing success. So when a company starts in 2020 with only 2 people, and it's now, I've lost count of how many people they actually have on hire, because they got trucks going all over the river region. And you're starting to just see that company grow and grow and grow, and more folks happy with them. Well, that's a sign that, okay, these folks really know what they're doing. And then it just helps to know that they're great local folks. I know for a fact that Ashley is always helping out other small businesses, giving notoriety to local athletes, like high school athletics, helping out for great causes all the time. She's just awesome, and they're great people there at Pest Pro. So not only do they do a great job with their pest control service, just good folks. So check them out today. PPSRiverRegion.com. You can learn more there, or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, or just call them direct. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have, Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
We had to bump up the holiday weekend rain chances, and I know that's not the news you want to hear on a big weekend like this. Just be flexible with your plans. Today's high temperature in the mid to upper 80s, partial sunshine, but there's going to be a good bit of cloudiness. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, most prominent in the afternoon and evening hours especially. Low tonight 69. Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday, a better than normal rain probability. Showers and storms likely at times with locally heavy downpours. High in the middle 80s, lows at night in the upper 60s to around 70, and not much change Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 334-272-9228 if you want to get on the conversation. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Wonderful. Hey, Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Good. I want to put my 2 cents worth in about this runoff with Barry Moore and Jared Hudson.
Okay.
I want, and this just sounds maybe petty, but I wouldn't vote for Jared Hudson because of his commercial of Biden. I am not a Biden fan, but Biden tripping up the steps of to the airplane as a little bit older adult and having trouble with my back and with arthritis, and everything to me is a fall risk. And you just don't kick somebody when they're down. I just don't like the fact that he puts that on there. That makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And every reason is a good reason to or not to vote for somebody. I mean, it's your choice. Yeah. It's your vote. And if that's turning you off.
Very more anyway, but
right.
A huge turnoff. Huge.
Yeah, no, and I've had to, because I've said certain things about Biden over the years, and I've certainly said stuff about Governor Kay Ivey, but I tried to somewhat keep that in mind. I don't know. I have a focus group back at home who's, old and got issues. So if he laughs, then I think it's safe.
Right. And we're all going to get that way.
Yeah.
To put that on there and it's making fun of Biden and his weaknesses or whatever, it's a real turnoff to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to see. I think also the Trump endorsement's a very real thing. I was just seeing that one, social media post and essentially questioning Barry's faith. I'm like, oh, let's not go there. Let's please not go there.
Right. Because anybody can say anything.
Yeah.
Has he got proof?
Well, there you go. Like, it's what I said earlier. Like, if you got some crazy thing you're going to drop, some Oppo research, then, maybe you got a point. But I don't like just the innuendo and suggestion. I'll put it that way.
Right. And how many of us, I mean, I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian since I was 9 years old. I'm very, very active in my church. I'm not just a Christian. I am a Bible-believing, blood of Jesus Christ saved me person. And who of us, I mean, I don't live like I should sometimes. And if people saw me in certain situations, I'd be very ashamed. Who of us is perfect?
Amen. Well, no, and I think the most perfect prayer is to say, forgive me, Lord, I'm a sinner. Have mercy on me, Jesus Christ, I'm a sinner. Even when you're doing really well. Like, do you think you're cooperating with the grace pretty good? Well, it's still probably good to humble yourself every time.
Right. So anyway, that's all I had to say.
All right. Thank you, wonderful. Great to hear from you. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. I guess we have more UFO information that just dropped. So let's go, because we did Fox News last time. And let's instead go to the well, Fox News is corporate media too, but like the legacy ABC News on Good Morning America. It is surreal where it used to be Art Bell. It used to be Coast to Coast. And now it's like Jay O'Brien on Good Morning America with ABC News here. We have the latest in the UFOs, UAPs. It looks like there is an orb following a jet fighter. So let's listen in. Apparently, this is an ABC News exclusive.
What you're about to see has never been public before. The Pentagon now releasing...
By the way, I didn't know what the guy's voice sounded like before I did that voice, but hey...
Another batch of its so-called UFO files after they were declassified by President Trump. And this morning, we got an exclusive first look.
Yeah, we did.
This morning, the GMA exclusive. More than 50 videos and other documents detailing strange objects in the sky, many of which the military can't explain, released in the second batch of the Pentagon's so-called UFO files. Inside never-before-seen video like this from 2024, the Coast Guard picking up this object as it flew near a plane over the southeastern U.S., and this taken by the U.S. military over Syria in 2021, following an unidentified object before it suddenly speeds off. The service member who submitted the video labeling it instant acceleration. Others seen flying in apparent formation. All part of over 200 files released so far detailing what the military officially calls unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, better known as UFOs, long an object of public fascination.
They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material.
The files made public on order of President Trump, who earlier this month touted complete and maximum transparency, leaving it up to the public to, quote, decide for themselves what the hell is going on. In the newly released records, this video from 2020, taken in an undisclosed area under U.S. Central Command, appearing to show a sphere flying over a population center, the pilot getting a closer look before it eventually flew higher off into the sky. And this account from a senior U.S. intelligence officer just last year, describing seeing two large orbs flare up alongside their helicopter while on a mission, saying they were orange with a white or yellow center and emitted light in all directions. Fighter jets then scrambled to identify the objects, but couldn't, the officer recounts, then writing, the same orbs we had encountered were now chasing the fighters. We were virtually speechless after these observations.
After multiple investigations, the government has found no evidence any of these incidents are of an extraterrestrial nature, but military officials admit many remain unresolved and cannot be explained. And inside these files, there were some videos that certainly were not UFOs, like one of the government shooting down what was believed to be a balloon over Lake Huron in 2023. But a lot to go through here, guys.
All right. I'm sure that explains it. Everyone's convinced now. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it.
Well, I wish the video kept going. I wanted to see what Michael Strahan had to say about it. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon, well, they're ready to help you out. Could be you're looking to buy a place, or you're at least thinking about it. You know, you've been looking online, you've been looking here or there, you see a sign in the yard, and you stop and you kind of peek at it. Like that. Maybe this is a good neighborhood for me. But you just keep staying there. Like you're stuck in that phase, that stage. Why not get in touch with Alabama Home Mortgage so you can actually understand how much home you can afford? Go ahead and get pre-approved. Doesn't mean you have to buy something. It just means, hey, you're now in a position where sellers will take you seriously. And you'll be able to shop with confidence, actually knowing how much you can afford, how much you can finance, as opposed to, say, some of these online mortgage calculators that are designed to be very generous and make you think, I've got this in the bag. And it's like, no. You need to go with a great local company like Alabama Home Mortgage. Or it could be you already own a home, you've built up a lot of equity in it, and you want to refinance so you can get debt off your back or invest in your family or the property itself or go on that big dream vacation you always wanted to go on. Maybe you want to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. I don't care. In fact, whatever your goals are, they can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. So check them out today. You can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com or just call them direct. Start the conversation that way, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. That's, again, Alabama Home Mortgage. There is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender. I don't know. I look at the UFO thing, and I'm seeing more stuff. They're talking about it on Fox News now. A guy with, bottle cap glasses who looks smart. And there's Chad Pergram doing his serious news thing. War Department drops new files on UAPs. And, I don't. The more of it I see, I'm like, is that just an artifact of an infrared camera? Is that like a weird effect of you moving really fast so it looks like something that's actually standing still is warping in some way because of how you're moving? So there are things there that are not explained. But what seems to be happening is all the stuff they're releasing, they're just literally releasing everything, as Trump said, so the public can find out what the hell is going on, decide for themselves. But I think you're getting a lot of stuff in there that is explained by natural causes or by causes that we currently understand. Now, there's other stuff that very well could be, well, we're about to open back up the science, in particular the physics, and crack that open and say, maybe we can reconcile, bring face to face the theory of the very, very small and the very, very big. Maybe we can actually have a theory that unifies things. Perhaps these craft, or whatever these things are, will suggest something we didn't think of before. As you heard us talking to Lou Elizondo on, a week ago today. I asked him, what's your advice as more of this stuff comes out? And he said, be close to your family. So I think most of what's going on here is a test of faith. and a psychological operation, all sorts of other things going on, and people genuinely just curious, like cat. But I think some of this is meant to test your foundations of your faith. And, well, don't fall for it. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing. Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
At Blue Water Broadcasting, we believe great advertising starts with relationships. That's why so many local business owners trust us, not just for radio, but for digital too. If you're already running digital advertising and you're not seeing results, it may be time to explore your options. Our team takes the time to understand your business, then builds custom campaigns using a multi-channel, conversion-focused approach. So whether it's digital display, social media, or you need help increasing your online presence, Blue Water Broadcasting can help. Before your next campaign, let's have a conversation. Visit bluewaterBroadcasting.com.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in actually a chipper mood today. How's it going there at Cohen's?
It's going wonderful. I tell you, David just forwarded me an email that he got from a customer, and I want to just read it. It's a short one. I was trying to leave a review for the guys that came to my parents. They were very sweet and were so nice to my parents. They were Alan and Sam. So we delivered a stack washer and dryer. Actually, that reminds me. One of the guys that was there that helped my dad and told him he was being scammed and not to give his information on the phone. I was very grateful for that. He was a shorter white guy that was working on a washer the first time that it broke. I forgot his name. But he recognized that my dad was being taken on the phone call and stopped him from doing anything that would have jeopardized their bank account or safety. My mom was very grateful. Anyway, people always complain. I just wanted to let you know that your people have been great with them. And the technician's name was Eli Farr. So, it's really, it just warms your heart to hear that the customers are going to let us know how well you did and how you potentially saved their parents from financial peril, ruin, what have you, by giving information they shouldn't be given to some crooked thief on the other end of a 1-800 number. But anyway, it is wonderful to hear that my delivery people were great when they delivered a unit. My technician was above and beyond, helping the man with his phone call that, maybe we shouldn't have been listening and mind our own business, but you want to help people any way that you can, especially when you're in their homes.
Amen. And, it just reiterates what we've been saying is y'all have great products, the latest products, and you're not going to be beat on price, but no one's going to get close to y'all when it comes to service, and there's just an example right there.
That's right, and it's all about service. I mean, we want to make sales and everything, but you also want to do what's right for your customer and take care of them and help them where you can. And it's just the way that everything should be. Typically in this world, it's not, but it's the way it should be.
So, folks, get by there today. You can always shop online at thinkcohens.com. Maybe you already know what you want. Just call them up at 277-8890. But I really encourage you to stop by 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. Cohen's is open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael or one of the great team members there and say, hey, I heard Michael on that radio show with Joey Clark fella. And before you go, Michael, can I share with you one of my favorite things I've heard said in this political cycle is by Tuberville.
Okay.
Tuberville was asked, it was this morning, about the residency challenge, that the Democrats are definitely going to say that he lives in Florida, he doesn't qualify. Here was Tuberville's response. Let me ask you something. Do I look stupid? Do I look stupid where I would give up a United States Senator seat if I didn't have qualifications to run for governor? I was a football coach, and I understand everything. That's fantastic.
The poor left, they can't get out of their own way.
Oh, man.
And for the most part, he's united a lot of Alabama and Auburn players.
He really has. I got to keep that saved. I was a football coach, and I understand everything.
God bless him.
Yeah. Well,
y'all have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and don't get into any trouble.
Well, appreciate it. Hope you have a great Memorial Day, too.
You too. Take care.
Again, Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Y'all check him out today. Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says the U.S. will be sending an additional 5,000 troops to Poland, stirring confusion following weeks of changing statements from the president and the administration about probably reducing, not increasing, the American military footprint in Europe. Secretary of State Marco Rubio today offered an explanation to reporters in Sweden. He says that the U.S. deployment of its various but limited military resources is an ongoing equation. Europeans, meanwhile, have been told to expect oil and gas prices to remain above what they were before the Iran war for at least until the end of next year. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the other major indexes are doing quite well today, despite oil prices and questions about the war with Iran. Oil prices have gained, but not much, about 84 cents a barrel. The Dow is up 441 points. This is SRN News.
I talked to a lot of great companies. Very few of them actually literally surprised me, but Fellowship Home Loans sure did. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian and the team there have been helping families do something most people think is more complicated than it has to be. Get into a home, lower their rate, or tap into equity they didn't even realize they had. Everything at Fellowship is done in-house. One roof, one great team, all with a servant-led mentality. From your first phone call to closing, you're going to get people who know you by name. They'll know your situation. They treat you like family. They're also offering a free mortgage checkup right now. Don't miss out. Rates are lower now than if you purchased or refinanced your home in the last few years. Many Fellowship customers are saving hundreds of dollars a month when refinancing, and there are no payments for 2 months. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Final hour of the Friday show, and Eddie Bader's here.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, how you doing? You ready for Friday night?
Yes, I am actually ready for tonight.
You doing something crazy?
We're going to have a little dinner with some friends, and then we got the 3-day weekend going.
Yeah. 3-day weekend,
3-day
baby.
weekend. So Saturday, I'm going to be working, and then Sunday, taking a half day off so I can spend with the kids, and then Monday I'll be working.
Monday,
So,
you'll be working on Memorial
Yeah.
Day. Okay. Yeah. Well, we won't be doing this thing.
No,
we
got
got Monday off.
We got another rental property, so we're trying to get.
Oh,
everything going
nice.
together.
That's good.
Yep.
That's very good. Oh, sounds like there's something going on over
And
there.
there's quite a bit of action going on in Montgomery. There was coming back from Prattville. Let's see, the 85 junction right there. Somebody spun around a little bit on the 85 circle. Came in a little too hot.
Now, on this whole UFO thing, what do you think at this point? Second batch dropped, and I'm kind of like,
I still like. This sounds horrible, but it's still like I'm watching porn on 70s TV, and it's.
Yeah. Or you like the bunny ears somehow, like picked up the HBO like softcore?
I gotta feel like they've got better footage. They're just giving us the crap.
Right. Well,
I mean, am I wrong? Tell me. It's the year 2026.
Well, you've heard it's a British guy. I'll try to make this safer radio, where he's like, yeah, this buddy of mine called me and said, turn it channel 72. I did. And look at it for a second. I'm like, what? It looks like some ugly old bloke playing with himself. And then I realized the TV was off. No, but I remember those days where that like scanning sort of thing, and you get it in Technicolor.
Is
like,
that a boob?
yeah.
I think I saw a boob.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like watching the UFO stuff. I just feel like it
Right.
could
It's
be
a
a little
tease.
clearer.
It's a tease. It's really a tease. Especially with like this is the best the military's got in terms of tracking stuff.
No, but that's what they're putting out there.
Right. And a lot of it is like that's truly anomalous.
Yeah,
like,
it's very fascinating.
but then some of it's like, that's a weather balloon, dudes.
Well, the one that I watched, I think this morning, they tracked for a little bit, and all of a sudden took a hard right and was just gone.
Yeah.
You can't adjust the camera up? I mean, I get it. He gets out of your view. Is he gone that quick? Maybe he is.
It was gone that quick. Yeah. I don't know. And then like the other day, Jesse Waters, like there have been 4 confirmed like beings that have been recovered. And I'm like, yeah.
Okay, but what we haven't talked about, is there no more anal probing going on of the aliens? Because you would figure with all these stories coming out about aliens, people would kind of lean back into, oh yeah, I was abducted. But apparently those cases are going quiet.
No, like seriously, if you are abducted by alien,
I ain't telling nobody.
If you're abducted by alien and they start playing with your butt,
that's what they do.
Like, or you're stuck in some situation, they're about to do something to you that you don't. I'm like, I want out of here.
Pins, you're just
maybe just say like, "Our Father who art in heaven," or like "Hail Mary, full of grace," the angelic, salutation, or just say, "I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ," and if all of a sudden you wake up, you knew it was a demon.
Yeah, but I might be saying a lot of things, Joey, but I don't know how much religion's going to be coming out of me. There's going to be some words coming out of me.
I'm saying you better get some religion, because if the demons start to try to probe you anally.
But what if they're not demons? They're aliens. God put them here too, right?
No, I don't know about that, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I'm not convinced of any of this. Like, I'm happy to think, like, yeah, perhaps there's things we don't know about, we don't understand. Yes, that God has created. But also, so I asked Lou Elizondo the other day, like, and he didn't answer the question, if you notice. Are there records of people's psychological state after they experience these things? And because it's one thing to fear, like he gave the answer of like, well, you fear like something you don't understand. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I could have that from a bad dream.
But there's different levels of fear. And for instance, there's things that you don't understand, but it's also awe-inspiring, like wonder and awe, that sort of feeling, or like, well, that's just really weird and I don't understand it, and maybe it makes me a little ill at ease. But then there's stuff that can scare you and bother you, like you got hooked by darkness itself, where it puts a pit in your stomach, it makes you not yourself. Like there's, I guess the whole idea between, like, does it make you desolate? Does it make you just feel really awful? And if you're experiencing something and all of a sudden you feel like you just encountered darkness, perhaps that's what it is. Now, if it's just something weird and you're like, I don't know what that is, I want to know that feeling too. You're just curious about it.
What if she says, my name is Jessica? If I'm experiencing that darkness and it comes up with a name and it's a chick's name, can I do that whole?
Is it shining and shimmering like silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a demon.
That's a demon. Okay. That's what I'm checking.
Right.
That's what I'm checking.
That's not.
It's not a real Jessica.
That's, well.
It may be, though.
They take on many names.
Yeah, I know.
All right. But it's just, I don't know. It's interesting camera stuff that makes sense. Perhaps there are some, I've long thought there's a lot to the world that we don't fully understand.
Yeah.
Like just the material world, the physical world.
Go scuba diving. Blow your mind.
Right. Well, there's some folks saying, well, actually what we're finding is everything is just simulation. Because information's at the bottom of everything. It's all just simulated. I'm like, that's a heck of a simulator.
How come no one's hit the end of it yet?
Right.
Or has?
Well, and also, not to get too wonky here.
Yeah.
But what at least the philosophers and theologians that say have defended the existence of God say is, say like in Aquinas, it's like God is the very source of being itself.
Right.
So it's not like he's like another thing in the world that's like bigger than everything else. It's like God is in you and me and everything that we see, and yet he is also nowhere. He is beyond comprehension. It is the source of all being itself. So this idea that we're going to understand that or disprove that by getting better microscopes or better physics theorems, I don't buy that. I think there is something to that claim of there's this unseen world that comes from the source of being itself that you ain't going to find that with your senses, let alone even your mathematics. I don't think you do. Now, there's interesting arguments like intelligence design folks and forgetting the guy's name. He just did the rounds on the podcast. Stephen Meyer. Yeah, Stephen Meyer's great. There are also interesting folks that, like in particular on the evolution, Stephen Meyer's on this, but so is like David Berlinski on evolution. Like you look at how complex life is down to the very, like, the smallest things we can see and how DNA actually functions and stuff. You're like, that just had enough time to randomly evolve? That doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like that at all. Now, does adaptation happen? Yeah, all this stuff, sort of thing. Like the finch's beak gets shorter or longer, and yes. Like, do certain things mutate? Like, people that have been like raising livestock or farming for ages understand how to select for certain traits in their crops or in their animals? Yeah, of course.
So if people hang around the water long enough, do they get webbed feet?
Yeah, but see, there's that. It's like, how far are we going with this?
Right. Right.
And now you're thinking about, does Jessica have webbed feet? That's what I'm thinking about.
I think she does. Yeah, she's a fast swimmer.
He found a mermaid. No, you didn't. You found a demon.
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to end up on UFO Files.
Is that even still a show? Or is it now that's just
I love those shows, by the way, because they would always end with, either it's aliens or it's God. Like, it would always be like the God of the Gaps thing. Like, we can't explain it, so it's either maybe it's an advanced civilization now dead. Like, or maybe they're terrestrial, but we just haven't found them yet. They live in the oceans, deep down. Deep down in the oceans.
Yeah, we don't understand that.
Atlantis sunk. Plato had his theory. Anyway, it's just, like, show us something better. And part of it, what's throwing me off here is like, welcome to Good Morning America. We have our latest report here. We're going to get commentary from Michael Strahan on the government releasing the latest UFO. I'm like,
not Michael, man. Strahan's a good guy.
I'm not knocking him.
He is Mr. Good Morning America.
I remember when he was a hell of a defensive end.
He was. The beast.
Yeah, and that's great. Like, I like Michael Strahan. But, like, he's going to tell me the deepest, darkest secrets of
And with a smile. Make you feel comfortable about it.
And then sell you the latest diabetes medication.
Exactly.
Right.
Diabetes.
So one thing I haven't touched on yet today is what Trump had to say about Stephen Colbert.
Oh, yeah? Did he give some party words?
Yeah, well, and it went beyond Stephen Colbert. I guess the last show was I haven't watched Colbert.
Yeah, I think this was last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know he had big names like Paul McCartney and Letterman was on there. Of course, Letterman's always good for a screw CBS segment.
Right.
Always
has been, though.
Yeah, he always has been. Even when he had the show.
Right.
And he made that, by the way.
Oh, he made that segment.
And it was Letterman, and I will always be thankful to David Letterman for this. He made what Craig Ferguson did. I loved Craig Ferguson. I just freaking love that show. The weird, especially after a bong hit, it's pretty awesome. Like the weird deconstruction of a late night show. Like his sidekick is a gay talking robot.
I remember that.
Like it's just hilarious. It's weird. It's hilarious. He never was on topic. It would just be all over the place. I freaking loved it. And he could do stuff like that because Letterman owned it.
Yeah.
And believed in him and understood what he was doing. And so gave him free reign. So I'm like, okay, cool. I like it when folks have a little bit of independence. But that's the thing for all the folks that are out there saying well, this shows that CBS is caving to Trump. And it's like, no. Colbert, to me, did not come across as some deeply independent thinker. He came across as a mouthpiece for power.
Yeah, that's all I saw it as.
So here is what Donald Trump had to say.
All right.
Stephen Colbert's firing from CBS was the beginning of the end for untalented, nasty, highly overpaid, not funny, and very poorly rated late-night television hosts. Others of even less talent are soon to follow. May they all rest in peace. President Donald J. Trump. So I guess what? Kimmel?
Kimmel's left, but
Fallon?
I couldn't even tell you last time
I haven't. Yeah.
And the only reason I still halfway keep up with Kimmel is just because he's in the news of pissing the world off half the time.
I will see SNL clips, and I have to admit, there's been some SNL stuff lately that's
better than
freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
For all the folks that get all their homers, that's my guy.
Yeah.
The guy that does Tucker Carlson's freaking hilarious.
Cam Patterson on there.
Cam Patterson is hilarious.
His first time on there, he's like, I'm honest. I don't know why they got me on here.
Yeah, no, they've turned a corner there where it's not like, I sit and watch SNL or anything. But you see good
but I do see
skits
some good
and clips that come around. I'm like, okay, that's pretty freaking funny.
Yep.
But yeah, the entertainment world, if you're going to watch at least my age cohort, and I think yours too, what are we watching if we're going to watch something that's like the late night format? We're watching probably Kill Tony.
Kill Tony podcast. I watch a lot of Barstool Sports podcasts, which is a different podcast. But that's it. I mean,
and then you're watching maybe Rogan.
Yeah.
Or you're watching,
but even Rogan, I clip it.
Yeah.
I don't
watch full episodes.
Can't do it no more. Call it my TikTok brain, I guess. But it when I see that lull, my brain goes, hey, I need more stimuli, and start looking at something.
Well, it's guest dependent for me with Rogan.
Yeah.
Though lately, I'd spend most of my time, not doing that, not watching stupid crap.
Well, before, though, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. Years ago, when we had regular jobs, we were that typical family. You came home, and every night you had the TV schedule where you knew this is, Three's Company night or Fall Night or whatever.
Right.
And now...
Ross and Rachel, will they or won't they?
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last, besides a Netflix or something like that, we don't watch
I'm trying to think the last
TV
one for
like that
me.
anymore.
Because for my generation, I remember being a kid and things like Seinfeld and Friends and Frasier coming out. And I'd recently, because of you bringing up that song, that theme song of Frasier, my grandfather and I watched 2-3 episodes of it from the first season. I'm like, it's great. It's clever writing.
It's still funny.
It feels like a warm blanket that you forgot you had. There's something pretty great. Even some old, fairly crappy B sitcoms are still kind of great. The format itself makes a lot of sense. So I remember that world. But what's the one with dancing with Wings?
Oh, Wings! That was a great one. Oh man, I probably watched every episode of that because that blonde chick that was on. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. That's how strangely enough, we had the TV Guide live. But now it's been 15 years.
But I started to see the shift in my generation where it went from I don't tune into CBS, I don't tune into NBC, I wait, all the seasons come out, then it's thrown on Netflix.
Yeah.
And so I binge watch it. And I think the last thing I binge watched that was like sitcom was probably How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
and that would have been years ago that I watched that.
even now with the ones that we're watching their podcasts, for whatever reason, it's not regular TV, so it's a little bit more smarter, I guess, and more entertaining. And they're not afraid to drop a cuss word now and again like normal people do.
Yeah.
So but it's just weird because every night we're like, hey, what's on TV tonight? We're used to we had a schedule. Now it's like, hey, you want to try to catch this podcast, catch a clip of this, catch a clip of that. But by 8:30, 9 o'clock, there's nothing on TV.
Trump went on to say, Colbert is finally finished at CBS. Amazing that he lasted so long. No talent, no ratings, no life. He was like a dead person. You could take any person off the street and they would be better than this total jerk. Thank goodness he's finally gone.
He's so gracious, you know.
Yeah, he is.
So gracious.
He's just, it is.
You think he wrote that one himself, Joey? I don't see the big speechwriter coming down to write that one for him.
Yeah, that's. I don't know, but it is weird to see that world, like, because I am old enough to remember that world. That world is slowly but surely, for better or for worse, just being shattered.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. It's aging out. It's just not.
But I think it could be saved.
I don't think so.
I do. I really, because there's so many eyes, the same amount of eyes that were on TV before are still on. They're just on a different screen.
Yeah.
You put something out there worth watching, you'll get.
Oh no, but
people
that's
on
like, for instance, Netflix just did this roast of Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And like, get huge numbers. Now they did also Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano.
Oh, I didn't do those.
And
oh wait, I did see it. She
and it
like 40 seconds.
Yeah, armbarred her in like 11 seconds.
Like it's almost a setup. I got to be honest. It's supposed to be her last match anyway, and I want to go out on top.
No, Carano put a move on her, and then all of a sudden Rousey reversed it, immediately throws her in the armbar, and tap, tap, tap. I don't want my arm broken.
Have you ever watched
And you're like,
before?
all this hype?
Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing about WWE. You know, when it's the big match, it's going to last 30 minutes.
You get your money's worth.
Right. As opposed to, real fighting, they could be done.
Makes it look more real if we're in and out in 15 seconds, Joey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but the roast of Kevin Hart, it's interesting. You see the whole controversy with Chelsea handlers trying to rip into Tony Hinchcliffe and Shane Gillis for being racist Nazis. Or D.L. Hughley was going after.
Yeah, Hughley always has been.
Well, because they spoke at that Nazi rally.
Yeah.
Which, you mean the Trump rally in Madison Square Garden?
Hughley fell out a while back, and he found his new crowd, the only crowd that'll follow him, and that's it. That's all he's going to get.
And it's like.
But Chelsea Handler, come on.
Yeah, no, and I think Shane Gillis, his response to like being called Nazi, racist, all that stuff, Shane Gillis' response was, we're all rooting for Chelsea in this moment. This is a really big moment for her, and we wish her the best. Anyway, come see me at a stadium on July 17th.
You could tell, and I didn't watch it live, but we watched it, I think, this past weekend. You could tell there was animosity between those three during the show while it was going on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I can't help but feel, I'm not a huge Chelsea Handler fan, but I can't stand people like her, and I don't think they tolerate her very well either. Even Tony. And Tony kind of backed off. I thought he was going to go a little bit harder into her.
No, I mean, and there were jokes on there where there's a lot of people like,
There were a couple good ones.
No, the opening one, I'm not going to repeat the opening one that Gillis did about the bonsai tree. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious.
That was tough, but who was the comedian on there that had lost her husband?
Yeah.
And all they did, everybody had a
made
joke
fun of her husband
killed himself.
Yeah, well, she just went on Shane Gillis' podcast.
And she said it was cool and all, but okay, I thought one, maybe two, but man.
Especially something that tragic and dark, people grieve in different ways.
Yeah.
And sometimes gallows humor is the way to get through something like that.
I get it, but if I get it from you, okay, but if I get it from the next guy, man, after a while, I'm like, yo, y'all got nothing else? I mean, it's...
Yeah. I don't know, but so you're seeing like the same old forms are coming back in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm saying what's done is like sitting down for that TV guide, appointment TV.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like it's now gone to on demand. It's now like they try to do the live events, but like I wasn't going to watch that roast live.
Well, I know I got to watch 30, 45 minutes of hype just to get to the show. I wait till all that's over, and I'm not, I can watch.
I think the only thing that's ever going to just dominate live is sports.
Yeah,
that's it.
What about spelling bees?
No. By the way, you ever watched the PBA?
Yeah.
Professional Bowling Association? Yeah, they've been doing some stuff of late.
But, they're bringing back some cool hairstyles, too.
Yeah, man.
The Jufro is back, baby.
I saw that one guy. He can play.
Yeah.
No, he's sucked the last few years after being really good, but forgetting his name. I know who you're talking about.
It's like, I can't think of his name either, but they remind me of ball players. How could you bowl? And I'm not knocking anybody, I can't even do it. But how could you bowl all the time and all of a sudden just start sucking at it?
No, because it's such a mental game. It really
that
is.
means you're letting it in your head. Dude, just go. Just go
No,
have a good time.
I watched a 5-part series on HBO Max. My grandfather loves bowling, and so we watched it, and it followed like 4 or 5 of them around a season.
Yeah.
And it showed kind of the inside. It's not glamorous. Like there's one guy, Belmonte or whatever, who got endorsement deals. And he's from Australia, and he's made a crap load of money to where he can have a nice life.
Yeah.
But everybody else is driving themselves because I've got 7 or 8 bowling balls. I can't take this on a plane. So they're having to drive to locations. They're having to pay for all their own hotels and stuff. Like sometimes they get a little bit of sponsorship.
That could be another thing, though.
But it's like Blue Chew and Dude Wipes.
If the right people got behind that could be a hit. Because, dude, it's bowling. All right? Let them get a little tipsy. Let them have the bowling experience. People will watch it. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
What was Kingpin? You remember Kingpin?
I just rewatched it with my grandfather.
Okay.
Now, talk about a '90s movie, Fairley Brothers movie. Yeah, to me, I was like,
great though, man.
this is funnier when I was a kid.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
like this one is like what in the world am I watching?
You didn't appreciate the way he could pay rent?
How about when he got in the fight with the chick, the good-looking chick, and all of a sudden, like, he's just, like, punching the crap out of her breasts, and it's just, like, cartoonishly, like, I'm like, what am I watching? Like, there are so many things in that, I'm like, I forgot how messed up the 90s was. Like, and I know what they were going for. They were going for the 70s screwball style humor, bringing it back to that era. And
it was good, dude.
Well, I will say the best part of the movie, and it could just be an SL skit, is Bill Murray.
Oh, 100%. With the hair. I mean, the whole hair was a character.
He's going around adopting families, and it's all these good-looking single moms. And he's just sitting there, like, obviously.
That's what I mean. They can do this on the tour. Dude, the behind-the-scenes tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the right riders, I'm telling you. And you bring that to the southeast down here, buddy. Woo! Drag it on through Florida. We'll have a good time.
Definitely. Man, nothing like some greasy pizza from a bowling alley.
Some bowling alleys have really good food, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really good food.
Good sticking point there.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't be the worst series either. We go around bowling alleys and test the food. I still like the idea of the strip clubs better, but
nah,
bowling alleys.
I don't want to do the strip club.
I need a driver, Joe. You ain't got to go inside. I'm testing the food.
Okay, I'd drive.
I'd let you lecture me the whole way.
I'll also bring the
holy water,
antibiotics, and the holy water. Yeah. Here, keep this rosary in your pocket. If one of them starts sizzling and smoking, get out of there.
Get out.
That's the one you had the dream about, Jessica. Remember her?
Yeah, I do.
Leave.
Yeah, I do.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
To be honest with you, I was wanting to talk to one of y'all off the air about something for a minute. It's probably not a good time for you at the moment.
Okay, well, I got to hit a break anyway.
Yeah.
Give
us just
hold
a minute.
on, and it should just be a moment.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem.
We do have to hit this break.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Not all meat and three plates are created equal. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, every meat and three is scratch made to order. No shortcuts, no freezer tricks. Just honest cooking with real ingredients. Once you taste the difference, you'll understand why theirs stands above the rest. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Scratch made isn't a slogan, it's how they cook. Located at 2060 Downing Street in Millbrook.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime, and as usual, it's already time to start getting ready for spring. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
This is Matt Woodham with Woodham Southside Firestone. As a businessman, you need to watch your advertising dollars. We've been using Blue Water Broadcasting for many years. Blue Water Broadcasting is the biggest bang for your buck. Blue Water Broadcasting and Woodham Southside Firestone, a great combination.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Not exactly a pristine weekend forecast. You're going to have to be flexible with your plans. Showers and thunderstorms will be fairly numerous at times. Risk of scattered showers and storms well into the evening hours tonight. Low temperature down to about 69. For Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day, Monday, better than normal rain chances with showers and thunderstorms likely at times. Locally heavy downpours. Highs in the middle 80s for the most part. Lows at night in the upper 60s to around 70. And not much change on Tuesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee. Plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm all right. I was just looking for something different here, and everything's just so depraved.
Yeah, you noticed that, huh?
Yeah, like I'm seeing a headline here of about a teacher. You know what this is. Who, like, okay, I look at this teacher and I'm like, that's an adorable, like, just, oh no, this one has a little bit of the crazy eyes. Okay, I'm starting to see it in that photo.
Mm.
But see, this teacher. I'll show you the picture on my my iPad here. See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the, like, short, cute little thing.
Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
A Georgia science teacher, already charged with having sex with a student in a classroom closet, has now been accused of abusing 5 other teens, including a girl, allegedly having sex in a Hummer as well as a golf course parking lot.
All right, then.
Maris Nichols, 25, was rearrested Thursday, nearly 2 weeks after she was first charged with sexually assaulting a student at least twice in the school closet, as well as a parked Hummer. Something apt about that name of that vehicle.
Yeah.
She was hit with 11 new charges. Wow. Including child molestation, evidence tampering, and grooming involving 5 new accusers, at least one of whom she alleged also had sex in a public spot. This is Alexander High School in Douglasville.
Douglasville, Georgia.
Where is that?
Outside Atlanta. Other side of Atlanta.
Mm.
Grandmother used to live there. I think it used to be the carpet capital of the world.
She was also a football operations manager.
Right.
Uh-oh.
More charges are pending.
Oh. Just 3 days before her first arrest, she ordered one of the teens she sexted to delete their communications. She was on to them being on to her.
Yep.
This is messed up, man. Like, what is happening? Like, because this used to be a thing?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, but kids knew how to shut the hell up. Sorry, but it happened when I was in school. And kids didn't talk about it.
Like the 20-something-year-old teacher sleeping with the kids, man or woman?
Yeah, my senior in high school, I was had to take geology class, which is a joke. But anyway, it was a hockey coach's class. Well, he was set to marry one of our seniors that year. They'd been dating for, I know, of 2 or 3 years. But even in DOD schools, things like that, rumors would come up. And teachers would suddenly disappear. So it was happening.
Apparently, this woman graduated from Liberty University, which is a private evangelical Christian school linked with the Southern Baptist Convention of Virginia, known for its strict fraternization policy, under which students are expected to abstain from sexual activity outside of a biblically ordained marriage.
The other part of that is, though, did you think about more females than ever before? Usually it was always the male teacher having the issues.
Right. No, it's like completely flipped as the cliche.
Something's in the water.
And it
dude.
went for a few years. It was kind of the joke, and then now it's like what is wrong with us?
And to be honest, and maybe the ugly ones just hadn't got busted yet, but it's not a bunch of ugly women. I got to be honest.
No, this is not an ugly woman that I'm looking at.
No,
but she's bat crap crazy.
1,000%.
What are you doing?
1,000%.
I feel like I need to take a shower after that one.
No, imagine you're married, and it's happened to these guys that are married to them, and then they find out and you got to divorce their wives.
It's horrifying.
Shame.
No, there's something about that whole. I don't know. I don't want to blame the boomers because I think the next generations will make their own unique mistakes.
Y'all are doing it more than the boomers.
No, but in particular, what happened when the boomers were young is the no-fault divorce.
You know, like a no-fault divorce?
No, I think it's created all sorts of problems.
It's created a get-out-of-jail-quick card, I guess you'd say. Yeah. But, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's hard to put the genie back in the bottle. Yeah. I see where you're struggling with over there.
Yeah.
But it's like something changed around that time. It wasn't that's just a proxy for larger changes. But
you know what it is?
Like, how's it working out?
Damn birth control, that's what it is.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that too.
Ever since the women got the pills, Joey.
Yeah. Maybe science isn't all it's cracked up to be.
It is strange. You mentioned it like bizarro world, but women are becoming more and more prevalent in the world and have been for a while. So it's just not maybe.
So they're now acting
trend.
more and more like the dudes they replaced?
Seems that way, or at least getting busted.
That's been my working theory for years, especially in politics. All this talk of like if women ran things, it'd be much more peaceful and much more like cordial and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, I don't think it will be.
If she's doing the same thing the other guy was, and usually they are, it's almost a little bit worse.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to line one. Right. You're on the air. Who's this?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This
hey,
is
Babs.
Babs.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You guys sound good today. Good
Thank
show,
you.
Joey.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here thinking, good-looking woman, 15, 16-year-old guy, and you know how a lot of them look nowadays, especially football players. Young 25-year-old girl who hadn't really matured yet. I don't know. Just think about when you were that age.
I know.
I do. I hear you.
I was in love with my third grade teacher.
That's just that was.
Thank God they got uglier after that.
This is one of the best calls I've gotten in a while. Like just the way you set that up.
Put it out there, man.
Well, I knew someone. Let's put it that way, and kept his mouth shut. So, but I was just sitting here thinking about what some of these girls look like nowadays and how they dressed, and some of these young boys, and
I do remember.
Well, I was never a teacher.
I do remember in junior high, I think it was 9th grade, when I realized we had teachers that were the same size as students, and a lot of those teachers looked like students. They were fresh out of college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
And Van Halen wrote a whole song about it.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
I'll have to ask my son about that. I'm not familiar with Van Halen's much of music. I'm old. I'm 84 years old, so. But
it's a hot song. You'll like it. I promise you. Got a good beat. You can dance to it.
Well, I'll check it out. Well, I just look it up myself on YouTube. But it really has been a great show, Joey.
Thank you.
I really love the religious portions of your shows anymore. I'm like you after Charlie Kirk's death, and I've been a Christian. I've been Christian for years, but it really makes you think.
Yes, it does.
So, but you guys have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend, and I'll be listening on Tuesday as usual.
Thank you, Babs.
Love you, Babs.
Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye. You got no plans this weekend?
Not really, no.
Want to charter a plane, go to Jamaica?
Not really, no.
I can't afford to. I was going to try to get you to
The
pay
only
for
thing
it.
I have to do is write an essay, write another column.
Dude, I'd give you so much to write about over there, you wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
The good and the bad.
Okay.
Good and the bad.
No, we talk about the spiritual realm, and this, I don't know if you saw this video. This is Spencer Pratt, not an AI video, just him talking directly into the camera. And you think about the problems, and he's going to focus on homelessness and how most of them are drug addicts. And you're like, what is driving the car out there? Like, what is actually in charge? Because I don't think it's just a woman named Karen Bass.
No, I don't think that's it either. I don't think
like, this is straight up dark and demonic stuff, and that it's gotten this far. But Spencer Pratt, God love this guy for pushing this. Well, here, listen in.
Angeles doesn't have a homeless problem. We have a drug problem. The DEA will tell you that over 90% of the homeless population in LA are hardcore illicit drug users.
How many people are using illicit drugs in the homeless community? I would say it's incredibly high.
20%, 30%?
Of the overall problem?
Yeah.
Over 90%.
Cartels are operating in the open, forcing addicts to traffic drugs and murdering them when they don't meet their quota. Dogs are being killed by meth heads, and fentanyl addicts test their drugs on these innocent animals. None of my opponents are living in this reality, and all they want is more taxpayer-funded housing. You cannot fix a drug problem with more housing.
Spencer Pratt is exactly right. If I would have the easiest job in the world, if all I had to do to treat drug addiction was put people in four walls,
right,
put them
right,
inside, and they're cured. Oh my God, we're done here. That is an insanity. And finally, somebody has the huevos to say it out loud.
You cannot fix LA's drug problem with street medical teams jamming Narcan up their noses and simply propping them up to overdose again and again and again until these poor souls inevitably die in the streets. But it's even worse than that. Currently, Mayor Bass and Nithya Raman are increasing the rampant drug use by using your tax dollars to hand out fentanyl needles, tourniquets, and crack pipes to addicts throughout the city.
Actually, the city paying for people to drive around, hand out needles and pipes and other things to use drugs.
By doing this, they are killing 6 to 7 people every day. In the streets, in full public view of you and your children, and they pretend they're the compassionate ones? Ask yourself this: what if that addict on your street were your son, the baby boy you love more than anything, unemployed, doing drugs every day, defecating in public, harassing old ladies at the gas station for money? Would you buy him crack pipes? Would you let him continue to degrade himself in public? Of course not. You would stop the cycle. You wouldn't let him defecate and die in the streets. You'd grab him by the wrist, drag his butt to rehab, and get him sober, whether he liked it or not. If you brought him into your guest bedroom after rehab, you'd demand that he do 0 drugs and maintain a damn job. Why? Because you love him, and that's what you do for someone you care about. Karen Bass and Nithya Raman don't do this basic compassion intervention because they don't care about these people. They don't care if these poor souls struggle through their addiction and degrade themselves in full public view with no dignity. Karen and Nithya don't care. I do. Here's how I'm going to fix this problem and clean the streets for good, for the betterment of the struggling addicts, and for you, the taxpayer who's been held hostage by these vagrants who ruined your once safe public spaces. Step 1, break the cycle. No more distribution of drug paraphernalia. Karen Bass and Nithya Raman currently pay NGOs millions of dollars to increase drug usage and profit off the misery of these drug addicts. I'm putting an end to this profiteering. Currently, street medical teams administer Narcan to reverse opioid overdoses. It blocks the opioid receptors in the brain so the addict could shoot up as much heroin as they want. It won't do a thing. The problem is Narcan only lasts for a day or two, and it doesn't break the addiction cycle. So these same addicts end up overdosing and getting more Narcan every week as these NGOs and pharmaceutical companies rake in profits. There is a longer lasting anti-narcotic drug called Vivitrol that does what Narcan does, but it lasts for 30 days, giving a much better chance of breaking the addiction. The problem is the addict must be sober for 7 to 14 days before it can be administered. So we have this donut hole between the 48 hours of protection with the Narcan and the 2 weeks of sobriety needed to administer the Vivitrol. This donut hole is the linchpin for winning this war against addiction. This is where my plan excels. Step 2, We have the laws. We just need to use them. Last year, Democrats smartly passed a common sense law amending SB 43 to classify severe drug users as gravely disabled. SB 43 gives the city and the county the legal pathway to place any and all street drug users on a 5150 hold for 72 hours. Through a cascading series of wellness checklists, this mandatory treatment hold can be extended for 2 weeks, filling that Narcan to Vivitrol donut hole and giving a real pathway for recovery. SB 43 gives us the legal pathway to hold these gravely disabled drug users for up to a year in a conservatorship if they need more treatment. This isn't jail. This is mandatory rehab. This is what you do for people you care about. Step 3, end the body brokering. Many of the addicts you see around your neighborhood are bussed in from other states in order for local NGOs to profit off their addiction. Los Angeles is ground zero for unscrupulous treatment centers who rake in billions of taxpayer dollars getting paid per head. Remember, every one of these people on the streets has a social security number, and once these groups have that social security number, they get access to unlimited Medicaid funds and government assistance. There's no cap on Medicaid dollars, so as long as these NGOs can claim they are providing assistance, they can rake in thousands of dollars per person every single month. 30% or more of the 45,000 plus street addicts in LA are from out of state. Most of them want to go home. Their families want them back, but many of them are stuck here with no way out.
I love my parents, and I'm happy to go home.
A now 21-year-old woman living on the streets of LA finally going home. We're blurring her face for safety with her story too painful to fully describe.
Are you happy to get away from the people you were with?
Yeah.
She's been lost in LA, on the streets, been homeless for years.
The woman's parents in Idaho overjoyed, about to leave for the airport.
I'm just so excited. I'm very nervous.
Their daughter ran away as a teenager, ending up in LA stuck.
She's been through a lot of traumatic experiences out there, so we're just so thankful to have her back and safe.
What a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Man.
They don't feel safe. They're being used by drug cartels and the NGOs and corrupt local politicians profiting off their misery, don't want them to leave, and refuse to help. As soon as I'm mayor, every addict who was trafficked here from outside LA is getting a free ride home back to their families. That immediately resolves a third of the problem overnight. Step 4, bring in the DEA. We have international cartels operating in the open on our streets. They occupy abandoned buildings, Section 8 housing, local business fronts, and even set up fake tent encampments to use as drug markets.
Now, there's more to this. And I started the show by asking, how's Montgomery doing? And Montgomery's got his problems, but I think they're very fixable.
Yeah, but these were too 20 years ago.
And it makes you wonder, and thank God for Spencer Pratt at least vocalizing this. Yeah. I hope he wins.
I really hope he does.
I have my doubts, but I hope he does.
He's got the attention of the United States. It's almost become a meme now of people talking about driving out. And
let me put it this way. The people that allow problems like that to fester, do you think they're going to run fair elections?
No, 100% no.
And that's it makes me think of the classic radio bit, Paul Harvey's If I Were the Devil.
Mm-hmm. Several times.
The amount of the false compassion of it, the using and abusing people under that umbrella of false compassion. And that's just one issue that he's focused on. And he goes on to say, we will build up campuses where we can hold people for a long time, like low-cost housing where actually people go through programs and job training and stuff. He's got an idea instead of, subsidizing somebody to go build some,
NGO, just
flat house that is overpriced and doesn't actually
serve. It's not going to do anything except get raided a few years later. And
yeah. But, it's just an example of, ain't that America? And the very city of angels has become a certain circle of hell.
Look at that. Look at New York. Mm-hmm. These both, 20 years ago, these were both icons of the United States.
Anyway, got to this break first. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And if you're a man, you don't feel like a man anymore, if you're looking to get that confidence back, we'll get by Montgomery Men's Health. It can help you whether you have a generalized problem with, say, low testosterone, just making you feel like crap across life, muscle loss, weight gain in the middle with all that fat gain, and you're just never in the mood. You lack confidence at a job you've been doing for years. Or it could be you have something more acute like ED or PE, or maybe you're worried about size. They can even help you there.
There you go.
They can also help you with up in your peptide game. Maybe you just need a little extra help. You're doing fine, but you want a little extra edge across the board.
Take advantage of it.
They can help you. Don't wait, gentlemen. Don't procrastinate. Get by there. Most men, like 97% of men, respond to treatment and wish they had shown up earlier.
Yep.
So make an appointment today. Just call them up, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only News Talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Where's that from?
I just made it up.
It sounds really familiar, like a classic ending to a movie or something. I swear it sounds.
I literally just did with my voice in the phone. Da, 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 da.
Have you been humming that in here and you put it in my head? Is that the deal?
Maybe.
Because I swear it sounds really familiar.
Let's go to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Just trying to fit in the payroll, and that's why I had Greta answer the phone. And so, yeah, we got a store full of people in here. I mean, just out of the blue. It's raining. It's just a miserable day. And if you're like me and you have pets and you got to let them in and out, if you have this incredible vinyl plank or pet-proof carpet, you don't have to worry about a thing. You just let them come in and out, do their thing. It's all good.
Really is.
Yeah, especially on a day like today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure. So if y'all need a floor, call us at 285-8117. We'll come out and give you a free measurement. Don't forget, we're going to be closed tomorrow and Monday, and we'll be back up open and going on Tuesday.
Awesome. And again, folks, it's 285-8117. But I hope everybody just enjoys the Memorial Day weekend.
That's the plan.
Y'all have a great. Be safe. Just be safe. And hey, Eddie,
yes, sir.
text me your address.
Got you, boss.
Because if I get bored, I might show up on Monday.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. Is that too early?
As long as you're bringing the minnows, we can go fishing. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.
See you, Ray. Learn anything?
Yeah, I learned a lot today, Joey. Wasn't in here, though.
No. That was an all right show today.
That was a good show. I sorry I missed most of it, but
here, let's get the soundtrack back.
I like the soundtrack. I'm telling you, is that from like a?
No, maybe I'm deriving it from something in my memory and it made da da da.
I'm telling you, it sounds like the end
and
of
like told it
movement.
Brass and strings. I just did notes, kind of let it myself sway.
It's pretty good.
I play the original voice recording. It sounds like crap, but it follows.
Yeah,
like fully. It's weird, man.
That is weird, dude.
Like how you got a little thing that you just want to hum. You ever find yourself just humming something?
Yeah.
And you don't know where it's even from? Yeah, that's what this is.
I've never gone to AI to get it out, though. My dance moves I had.
Got big things coming up on Happy Hour?
Yeah, me and Greg going to hang out for a little while. I hope Terry's going to be here. We got some questions for him as usual. Terry, the nice thing about Terry, he is one knowledgeable SOB. You can ask him about anything, and he knows something about it.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
So y'all stay tuned. You got snacks?
I didn't get snacks.
Oh, man.
I've run out of time.
No, snacks. Anyway,
Greg scores.
we'll be back on Tuesday.
You got any ice cream left?
No, because you probably ate it all and forgot. Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as President Trump's